Deshaun Watson got 16 sexual assault cases pending against him. All right, Mo, how do you see this playing out? And,
Honestly,
and how many games will he miss?
8 to a year. Because I'm gonna tell you why I say this.
Yeah.
We know Roger Goodell history. You're wrong.
Yeah.
Roger Goodell's history against stuff like this, I think it'll be 8 to a year. One, because it's history. And I hate to pull this card, but two, because it's the color.
Yeah.
And three, because it's a superstar in this industry. So he wanted to make an example. Not to say he wouldn't do it with a lower tier player, but when you got somebody of the stature of Deshaun Watson, with this many cases, I would say 8 to a year. Eight at the lowest.
All right, Craig, what do you think? 16 cases, Deshaun Watson. How many games will be suspended?
I'm just reading something here. It says Ben Roethlisberger received a 6-game suspension for his whatever he did with whatever.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And then it got taken down to 4 games. So, but that was just like one case, I guess.
Yeah.
Or a couple cases, I guess. 2009, 2010. This guy has 16. It's not funny, but the guy has 16 cases against him right now, and he has, I think there's a few more, maybe 8 more.
That's what he said.
Something like that. Maybe 10 more females that are out there that could file charges. I think he probably gets at least a year, especially if he's found guilty. It could be even more. That's because he violated the policy. And it definitely could have Roger Goodell make a example out of somebody. This would be, and he's like a high marquee guy. He wanted to get traded. He's in the media now and all this, that. It's tough, man. Like, I think he probably, tough. I'd probably say he'll get a full season. It might get taken down to maybe like 12 games or 10 games or something like that eventually. But if the NFL does their research and they go through and do their investigation, everything like that, and they find something that they don't like, I could definitely see him getting a full season. So it's unfortunate, but
yeah. Corey, what about you? How many games?
So I'm going to play the semantics card a little bit. And right now there are 0 cases against Deshaun Watson.
Mm-hmm.
It's all civil lawsuits that have been filed.
Yeah.
I know the Houston Police Department is interested in these cases. They've reached out to the lawyer for these women to get some statements. So the important part in the light of everything that's happened in the last few years is that these allegations are being heard. They're being taken seriously. The police are actually trying to look into it. I think it's impossible not to look at the lawyer representing these women and at least have some pause in the potential conflict of interest that he has. He is a family friend of the owner of the Texans that came out of nowhere with these allegations right after Deshaun Watson flexed some muscle as a star player and requested his way out of Houston. Watson's lawyer has thinly veiled his response that the allegations are false. I think that it will be a pretty telling case and could make a difference on if Watson gets suspended this upcoming season, on if the women filing these suits are willing to file a police report and let law enforcement start doing a full investigation into Watson. If the Houston Police Department gets a full investigation going, I think there is a decent chance that Deshaun could end up on the commissioner's exempt list until the end of the investigation. But as things stand right now, unless law enforcement gets involved, I don't necessarily know if the league would suspend Deshaun Watson over civil lawsuits. They could try like a 2 or 4 game suspension for, conduct detrimental to the league or something, whatever their generic terminology is. But as things stand now, with everything staying in the civil realm instead of criminal, I think there's a chance that Watson plays at least this upcoming season.
Yeah, so I'm going to piggyback off of what Corey said. I actually listened to John McClain. He is a Houston beat reporter. He's been there for about 30 years. He says it's disturbing what happened, which I agree. Once you get past 2 or 3, it's a little bit crazy. But he said that, so the lawyer has made it public, and he's done it in a very interesting way. And only one woman has given her identity. That's the first young lady that just happened to. He said that it's going to be hard to go criminal because there's no witnesses and it's he say, she say. So I don't know if the prosecutor or the DA is going to touch that. So it might end up being civil. Now, the only thing, Corey, is Goodell, which this was put in the CBA, he has a lot of power when it comes to this. But because the cases are still pending and it's still civil, and I don't think it's going to be criminal and it's civil, I think he is going to be put on the league's exemplary list, because I think if it's just starting now, I don't even know if we're going to find an end result anytime soon. And if Deshaun's put on that list, he could show up to Zoom meetings and still get paid $10 million within his right of his contract. They can't avoid that because it's still pending cases. So if the league says, all right, look, we're going to put you on an exemplary list, bam, he shows up, he gets paid $10 million. Just all he has to do is show up.
Well,
so
it's the players do still get paid if they're on the.
Yes, they do. Right? Yes, they do.